Hello there everyone, my name is Rob, and before we get into this, can we just celebrate that 2020 is now gone, it's in the past, 2021 is going to be better. But before we can enjoy it, let's discuss the only good thing about 2020, which was the music. Because this is Metal Monthly, and this is where we discuss everything that happened in metal music over the last month. So this is December 2020, all the good stuff that happened. We were talking about the albums that were released, my website, Music Festival Explorer. We're going to be discussing fun things and some not so fun things, because we're also going to discuss musician deaths, the people who passed away last month. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good start to 2021. I've got a beer because I've started recording these with alcohol because it makes it more fun for me. Hopefully it makes it more fun for you as well. Let's get on with it. I've got to start this, haven't I? First up, we're going to discuss the albums that were released last month. Now, there's always a lot of albums released. This month I didn't recognise a lot of the albums, so I just kind of chose some at random, and we're going to see what they're like. But first up, we have Hollywood Undead, who I do know who they are, with New Empire Volume 2. I listened to the first song and thought, oh, this is a bit light for Hollywood Undead. Have they changed their sound? I'm sure I remember them being a bit heavier, but the rest of the album actually is a bit heavier, so this is just kind of a mix. Some of it's lighter, some of it's heavier, but it's still the Hollywood Undead that you know and love. It's rap and the heavy metal kind of fused together. It's really good. Next up, Deed of Flesh Nucleus. Now, I looked on Wikipedia, and apparently this band does brutal death metal, because apparently death metal isn't heavy enough for these guys. They have to do the brutal version. So anyway, I listened to the album, and it can be summed up as incredibly fast drumming, incredibly rough vocals, and just incredible guitar work that doesn't fit on the album at all. It's too good for the roughness and the rawness that this album is trying to do. The guitar is incredible, worth listening to just for that. And if you like brutal death metal, check it out for that as well. And finally, Persuader Necromancy, who I thought were also going to be brutal death metal, but no, this is classic heavy metal. It's really good guitar, it's decent drum work, and like orchestral vocals. It is nothing like what I thought it was going to sound like, but it was really good. If you like classic heavy metal, check this out. It's exactly what you think of when you think of classic heavy metal. It's really good. As is this beer. Anyway, so next up is musician deaths. As I say every month, I think it's just right to honour the metal musicians who passed away last month. I'm recording this a little bit early, so if there are any more people passing away between now and the end of December, I will add it in, but it will look different from this, just saying. But as the day I record this, there were two metal musicians who passed away this month. They are Sean Malone, the bassist of Cynic, who passed away on the 9th of December, and Leslie West, vocalist and guitarist of the metal band Mountain, who passed away on the 22nd of December. Obviously, condolences to both of their families. Now, next up is Music Festival Explorer. This is my website. It's about music festivals and heavy metal generally. I tend to post 2 blogs a month. This month I only posted one. It was like a fun gift guide for Christmas if you want to get people fun things for music festivals. So I think I had a whole thing about funny sleeping bags you can get people, stuff like that. Obviously Christmas has now passed, but these are also good for birthdays, so check it out if you're interested in getting someone you know something festival related for their birthday, because festivals are going to be on this year. I am a firm believer in that, even if the facts don't support that. I need festivals to come back. I need them. I did start writing a second blog post, but it ended up being a much bigger project, so I'm kind of hoping to post that early January, and it's going to be great. It's a fascinating thing that was just like a random thought, and I was like, oh, what is this? And then I looked it up, and it's huge. So expect that at some point. Check it out on Music Festival Explorer, either .co.uk or .com. I think it's .com. I really should know my own website, shouldn't I? I don't. It's written here. There's a link below. Check it out. And to finish this off, we're going to discuss my top 3 albums of 2020. I did this at the end of 2019. I did my top 5 albums of 2019 and the top 5 albums I was expecting in 2020. I've cut this down to just my top 3 albums this year because this is already another video with other stuff in. But anyway, my top 3 albums of 2020 in reverse ascending order, I think. Whatever. Number 3. Let's just do that. Number 3. This is Celebrity Sex Scandal, The Fundamental. I discovered this album a few months ago doing a Metal Monthly, and it's so good. I picked it because Celebrity Sex Scandal is a great name for a band, and then I listened to it and it's such a good album. The band is very weird. I think I described them as like the metal version of Primus. They just do what they want. So it's got some weird funk stuff in there. It's got heavy metal. It's got doom metal, I think. It's got pop punk. It was such a good mixture of things, and I've not heard that in a metal album for a long time. I was so surprised at how good this album is, and I still listen to it, and it's still really good. Highly recommend. Number 2, Throes of Joy in the Jaws of Defeatism, the Napalm Death album with the really stupidly long name that I can very rarely get right. This album kind of brought me back to Napalm Death. Before this album, I needed to be in a very specific mood to listen to Napalm Death. I needed to be very depressed and very angry. And basically I used Napalm Death as a way of shutting my brain up because heavy, loud music. But then they released the song Logic Ravaged by Brute Force, which is the EP for this album, and it's one of the best songs I've ever heard. By far my favourite song of 2020. It's more accessible, but they've kept the heaviness of Napalm Death. It's so good. And the whole album is like that. It's incredible. Check that out, especially if you don't think you like Napalm Death, because I think this is going to bring them some more fans. And now my number 1 album of 2020. If you know me, this isn't going to be a big surprise. It's Body Count with Carnivore. This was the album I was most excited for last year, for this year. It doesn't disappoint. This is a fantastic album. It's hip hop and rap mixed with metal. It's fronted by Ice-T. It's incredible, political. It's angry. It's really good lyrics, and it has a cover of Ace of Spades by Motorhead, who are one of my favourite bands of all time. This album doesn't disappoint on any level. Check this album out. It is fantastic. Oh god, I got really hyped talking about that album just now. Anyway, that is all the things I have to talk about this month. Thanks so much for watching. Follow me on all the social medias at OverAgeKid. My name is Rob. I will continue doing these kind of videos, and assuming that festivals come back, I will be making festival videos this year. Super excited for it. Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys are fantastic. I'm going to stand here and finish my beer.